Hello and welcome to Campus to Community, the Columbia Basin College news magazine, to keep you informed of what's happening at CBC and how we might better serve you. Well, have you ever been to a planetarium? Well, one of the finest and one of the largest is right here on the CBC Pasco campus, the Bechtel National Planetarium. And we'll be talking with Erin Steinert from the planetarium coming up a little bit later. We're going to delve into the world of cybersecurity and CBC's Bachelor degree program. We'll be talking with one of the students who's going to graduate in June, Robney, Gilbeert. But first, we're going to talk with the Outreach and Retention Specialist for that program, Elizabeth Hernandez-Osorio. And welcome to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Why did CBC decide to offer a bachelor's program in cybersecurity?
Well, the Bachelor of Cybersecurity degree was created based on the demand of local employers. Also, there's only a handful of cybersecurity degrees, undergraduate degrees, that focus on computer security, ours being one of them.
Mm-hmm. And so what's the interest been like since this has been going for, what, over a year now, right?
Right. Our program started in fall 2013, and since then we have around 30 bachelor students, and we have 60 that are coming perhaps next year.
Okay, so it's really drawing a lot of interest.
Yeah, most of our students going into in the computer science department are going towards cybersecurity.
Oh, wow. And what's the job market like?
Job market, it's in really high demand, not just locally, but as well nationally. Cybersecurity jobs are 10% of all IT jobs, and it's growing 2 times faster than any other IT job.
So what makes this cybersecurity industry, why is it on the cutting edge these days?
It's cutting edge just because, like I mentioned, it's in really high demand. Since 2007 to 2013, 75% of the job descriptions were for cybersecurity. Mm-hmm. And as well, it's always it's evolving. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. Okay,
and we see it, it's in the news all the time, and a lot of us and governments are worried about hackers breaking in, so we need that kind of protection.
Right, due to that, to media publicizing it more, it's getting more coverage, therefore creating more demand as well.
Mm-hmm. And so how do we find out more about the program or enroll?
If you want to know more about the program, you can contact me at 509-542-4504, or you can email me at ehernandez@columbiabasin.edu.
Okay, now is there a particular time of year that's better than another to get into the program?
No, we take applications on an ongoing basis.
Okay. Very good. So you could come in computer science, say, and starting as a freshman, and then decide at a later time if you want to go into cybersecurity? Yeah,
that's the great thing about our department, that we have 7 two-year degrees, and all those 7 degrees they transfer directly into our cybersecurity degree. So if you decide you want to do network admin in the end, you decide to do cybersecurity at the end, you only have to take 2 more classes and you'll be in our program.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, wish you luck and congratulations, and it's a great program.
Thank you.
And coming up, we're going to talk with one of the students who knows it's a very successful program, a bachelor degree program in cybersecurity, when we come back right after this.
Immediately started to see ways that I can improve our company to better manage projects and to ask better questions and to get better information. Do you think, project managers should just take this? In a way, anybody who works on any project should really have project management experience. It would really help if everybody understood the concepts and principles.
And welcome back. With us now is one of the students who will be graduating later this school year in cybersecurity with a bachelor's degree, Robney Gilbeert. And Robney, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Why did you decide to enter into the cybersecurity program?
Well, I've taken about every class at CBC as far as computers go, and when I realized that was going to be offered, I decided that was probably more my route, just more of the technical thinking besides coding.
So. What seems fascinating to you about cybersecurity?
It's always going to change. More technology is going to come out that's greater, smaller, faster, and it's kind of necessary to have people on the front lines with the knowledge of how to protect that. with the new technology comes new vulnerabilities and exploits and all of that.
Yeah, so you're constantly changing because the bad guys will make a change, and then cybersecurity has to change to confront that.
Yeah, ever evolving. It'll always be something new.
Wow. So, you have any career goals after you get your degree?
Hopefully jump right on the job, be it here at Hanford. There's a lot of opportunities around the DC area. I don't want to move, but it's always an option. It just depends on where I'm needed.
So as far as college itself was concerned, what would you say to those considering going to college?
Going to college in general, I would say start small. I made the mistake of jumping into a big D1 college right out of high school, and it really jaded me a little. So finding CBC after that kind of helped me refocus and re-isolate myself down to what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. So why should somebody be interested in cybersecurity?
Somebody should be interested in cybersecurity who wants to help protect other people who can't protect themselves. There's always somebody out there who's going to need help with something, and cybersecurity is one of those fields. We'll always need somebody to help protect others and stay on the front lines.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to you graduating come June in the Toyota Center with us.
Yep, fingers crossed.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Planetarium at Columbia Basin College coming up its second year anniversary right after this.
Where can you see stunning views of stars, galaxies, and other wonders of the universe? Visit the Bechtel National Planetarium at Columbia Basin College. Take a guided tour of the night sky under a spectacular dome in the Community Enrichment Foundation Theater, where you can learn about phases of the moon, planets, constellations, and other fascinating objects in deep space. Science and educational films for a variety of age groups are also displayed on the planetarium dome. Look up into the night sky. Learn more about our universe.
And welcome back. Well, it's just about 2 years since the opening of the Bechtel National Planetarium on the campus of Columbia Basin College in Pasco, and we're getting set for the second anniversary this month. And with us to discuss that and the planetarium itself, we're with Erin Steinert, who is the outreach specialist and does all the presentations for all the movies that are shown at the planetarium. Erin, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, before we talk about the anniversary, let's talk a little bit about the planetarium itself for those who maybe have never been to one.
Sure. Yeah, a lot of people tend to confuse an observatory and a planetarium. So a planetarium is an indoor theater where we can project the night sky and talk about stars, constellations, planets, things that are up in the sky for that evening. We also show full dome films in our planetarium as well, and we have about a dozen to choose from. Most are astronomy based, some are not. And it's the largest planetarium theater of its kind in the whole state of Washington, right here in our own backyards in the Tri-Cities, and our projection system is top of the line.
Well, you talked about the second anniversary coming up, so the planetarium has been here for 2 years now?
Yep, we've been open for about 2 years. So during our initial opening 2 years ago, we had actually several astronauts come and give talks at the planetarium, one of which was Charlie Duke, the 10th man to walk on the moon. Last year, for our first year anniversary, we had free public shows and free movie screenings. This year we plan to do the same. We'll have some free movie screenings, free public shows, and we're going to be hosting a scientist from PNNL who's going to come give a talk on dark matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Besides entertainment, is it also used as an educational tool at CBC?
Absolutely, absolutely. So on top of giving public presentations, we also host field trips for schools, area clubs and organizations. We host Boy Scouts and Girl Scout troops and help them earn their merit badges. CBC classes also come and use our theater as well. So not just astronomy classes, but biology, anatomy and physiology, environmental science classes will come use our theater. So we want to make sure that the community knows that we're not just a source of entertainment, but a source of science and outreach and astronomy education as well.
So tell us what's involved in planetarium presentation. You got the movie and there's a presentation prior to that?
That's right, that's right. So each of our presentations is an hour long. The first half of that hour is a live show, so we'll talk to the audience again about what's up in the night sky or what is going on in astronomy news. So if there's going to be a meteor shower, or for example, the Rosette mission where we landed on a comet, we'll talk about that. The second half of that hour is our full dome movie presentation. And again, I think we have about 13 different films, most of which are astronomy based. So we have movies on black holes and stars, our own sun. Some of them are not. So we have a film about cell biology. We have another one about the anatomy of trees, and another on the climate of the Earth. And so all told, our experience in the theater is about an hour long.
Oh, fantastic. Now, it's obvious you're very excited about the planetarium.
Absolutely.
And you've been there for some time now.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Where did all this interest come from?
Well, I grew up as a nerdy kid, loving math and science, and actually went to college and got my degree in math and physics. And it was while I was in college that I started getting interested in astronomy. It's a field that's trying to answer these really big questions, but it's also an area of science that's really hard to get your hands around, like literally get your hands around. So I really like the idea of using the math and physics I was learning and applying it to these things that I'll never actually be able to go see and touch. I also started working at a science museum while in college and brought that back home after I graduated, started working at a planetarium there, and started to really understand how much I love talking about science and communicating it with the public.
Fantastic. So what do you see as far as the reaction from the children who come with their classes there?
That's my favorite part of the job. When they first walk through the door, if they've never been in our theater before, the first thing they say is, "Oh, wow," when they look up at the dome. It's just a very different theater than they're used to seeing. You know, they're used to seeing these movie theaters with a flat screen in front, and we have a big 36-foot dome suspended above their heads. And so their first reaction, just that initial wow, is awesome. But then being able to see, again, these things that they can't touch for themselves, these planets, these constellations, bringing them to life on the screen, their reactions are, again, the best part of my job.
Fantastic. So, for those that want to attend a presentation, a movie there at the planetarium, when are they held, and how do they go about getting tickets?
So we have our public shows every Friday night at 7 and 8. Saturdays are at 2 and 3. And you can either purchase your tickets online through our website or at the door the day of. And if anybody's interested in booking a private event with us, again, or K through 12 field trip or something along those lines, you can just give me a call or email me at the planetarium.
Sounds great. Erin, so good to see such excitement for somebody in their job. Not that all our jobs aren't exciting, but that's special.
I love it there, so thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Campus to Community.